Hey, how's it going? It's Ollie here. So, welcome to another edition of Niche Spotlight. Today, we're going to be talking about this Stanley Cup. For some reason, beyond my understanding, has gone so viral. People are so obsessed with it. What if there was a way you could piggyback on this product's success by launching a similar product on Amazon? Let's have a look. So today, we're going to be analysing a snack tray for the Stanley Cup. Isn't that a cool idea? So, while you're drinking from your obnoxiously massive Stanley Cup with your obnoxiously massive straw, obviously having a bowl next to it is just way too complicated with snacks inside, right? We can't be doing that. So, apparently, we need to have a snack tray literally attached to the top. Does it look like a crazy idea? Does it look extremely ugly? Yes, it does. However, today we're going to see should you sell this thing on Amazon or not. Now, to follow along with me and actually analyze this product, we're going to use something called the Smash Hit Product Research Cheat Sheet. So I'm actually going to be filling this out. There is a link for this in the description if you want to get your own copy and use it to look at products. But even if a product might seem crazy to you, or whether you think it's the coolest thing ever, we want to look at the data to decide whether to actually sell it or not. That's what we're going to be doing today. So as always, we're going to be using the Smash Hit Product Radar to analyze this product, to see if there's enough demand, to check out the competition levels, see how much hassle it's going to be to sell, and see if there is a gap in the market we can fill. So, starting with the levels of demand in the marketplace. As per usual, we want to see if there's 3 or more sellers making £3,000 a month. So I'm actually looking at the American marketplace today for this product. And let's have a look. You can also do this on the UK marketplace, any European marketplace, whatever you like. As you can see, there's loads of demand for this product. People want snack bowls for their Stanley Cup. Look, I don't get this product. I don't understand. But apparently, it's insanely popular. So, the number one bestseller is making $35,000 a month. Isn't that crazy? Right, there's also someone making $25,000 a month, $12,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $8,000 a month. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 sellers making more than $3,000 per month with this niche. So, long story short, is it high demand? Yes, it absolutely is. I'm actually going to give it 20 out of 20 for high demand. You couldn't really get much higher than that. And I'm going to tick the box. Yes, it has more than 3K sellers. Alright, what about low competition? Are there 5 or less established sellers with more than 500 reviews? Well, let's sort by reviews. I'm using AMZScout for this. You can use that. You can use Jungle Scout. You can use Helium 10. You can use AMZScout. Whichever one. They all basically do the same thing. There's zero established sellers in this niche. You very, very rarely see that. No brands. Do you recognize any of these brands? Tinta, Novaware, X, UX, CRX, Meaty, Jacor, Flumi. Is that a brand? Let's have a little look. I don't think I recognize Flumi as a brand. No, I don't think so. They seem to sell kind of random stuff. I've never heard of them. I can't see any brands that I would recognize as a household name. They all seem like kind of private label Amazon sellers, right? Okay, no brands. Low competition. I mean, again, it's pretty much as good as you can get. I'm going to give it a 19 because it's not like there's no one selling it, but it's almost like there's no one selling it because there's no established sellers. All right, what about hassle? Could you make it yourself? Well, it's essentially a bit of plastic, and that's it. If you got a mold, in theory this is, and you got some liquid plastic and you poured it into the mold and let it set, you could make this. There's no electric parts, it's not complicated, there's nothing moving, there's no welding involved. I mean, it's so simple. Again, yes, I could make it myself. Is it a low hassle category? It's probably in home and kitchen, I'd imagine. So again, yes. Seasonal. See, now this one's interesting. This one's interesting. It's not seasonal. You would use this all year round. However, as we all know, I'm going to talk about this a bit more later, this is definitely a trend. What happens when one day nobody cares about Stanley Cups anymore? Will this be a product that sells for a long time because it has really good intrinsic value, it's really great, really fit for purpose, or is it something that's just going to fizzle out halfway through this year? To be honest, my hunch says it's the latter. So it's not seasonal, but I think this does have its season. Does that make sense? So I'm actually going to put no for not seasonal. Just to illustrate my point, we're going to go to Google Trends. And we're going to type in Google Trends, Stanley Cup. If I can spell cup. Let's see what it looks like. This is just the United Kingdom. And we're going to do past 5 years. Wow. Okay, so normally when this thing's not trending, I mean, we're looking at barely anything. Since, early last year to late last year, this thing has skyrocketed, particularly December 2023 and January. As you can see, it's already starting to fall now towards mid to late January this year. I'm not a trend analysis, but I'm willing to bet that in a few months this is going to completely fall off the map. This is why we want to be very careful with hot trending products, because what if you buy 2,000 units of this Stanley snack tray accessory and then no one buys Stanley Cups anymore? No one even uses the Stanley Cup they were so excited about last month. Certainly something to think about. All right. Dimensions. Well, look, it fits on a cup, so it's pretty small, so I'd say it's fine. For low hassle, in terms of the dimensions, I'd say this is pretty perfect. 3 out of the 4 points for low hassle, this is completely perfect. But the seasonal one is so damaging that I have to knock off a lot of points for hassle with this product. I'm actually going to give it a 5 out of 20. Alright, what about gap in the marketplace? Are there issues with the current products? To be honest, because there's so few established sellers, it will be quite easy to launch something that stands out. Right? Because it's a very new niche. It's probably going to be a short-lived niche, but it's a very new niche. Let's have a look at some of the very few reviews we have to see if there's any issues. Works well, fits my cup perfectly. This one doesn't even have any 1 star. Let's see if we can find a seller with more reviews. Who's got the most reviews? This one's got 71. Heavy lid, doesn't fit, doesn't close properly. Didn't like it at all. No structure. Lid is pointless and snacks fall out. Way too big. Will not stay on it. Alright, so there's some issues with one of the best sellers. Probably means there's issues with some of the other products. Potentially. there's something you could improve on. Okay, so there's issues. What about bundles? Are there any bundles on page 1? So they're offering the Stanley Cup. Are they offering anything else? Okay, this is a bundle. This is bundled with some kind of straw. Looks like that. Well, is that a bundle? I mean, this has some accessories. 6 pieces stopper set. Kind of is a bundle, really. Alright, so there is some bundles. So gap in the marketplace. Because there's not many established sellers, yes, there's probably a lot of room for improvement. There's a couple of bundles. I'm not exactly sure how you could improve on this though, necessarily. It's not obvious yet. I'm going to give it a 12 out of 20. So at first glance, this accessory for the Stanley Cup might actually seem like the best product in the world. Incredibly high demand, incredibly low competition, pretty low hassle, gaps in the marketplace, but there's a huge problem with this, and it's that it's gonna fizzle out. I mean, when you see this on Google Trends, I mean, this might as well be selling a Christmas tree at this point. Who knows? These might have some longevity. People might be using them to some capacity for a while, but the stats are unlikely to look like this in a few months' time. You know, the revenue is going to be a lot lower. The competition will be a lot higher. So I would be very careful. If I was going to go into this niche, it would be, let's buy a few hundred pieces, sell them while you can, try and minimize the amount of advertising spend you put into this to get as much profit as possible, and expect to not restock because this thing's going to fizzle out. So hunch, I mean, I'm going to have to give it a 1 out of 20. Could be something to make a quick buck with, because yeah, you could ride the wave, but remember, this wave is going to crash pretty soon. So let's add up the scores and see how this product fares. So we've got 20 plus 19 plus 5 plus 12 plus 1. 57 out of 100 for the Stanley Cup snack tray. There's definitely better products out there. Again, could be good for a punt. Please don't base your entire private label brand and Amazon business on this product though. Could be a huge mistake.